Ooh, diddly. Hello everybody, I'm the Invertibarian, that's me. Do that thing up there and the thing with the ding and the bell and yeah, you know what I'm on about. If you're watching my videos, you know what I'm on about. And so, really rather awesome, fantastic, wonderful, awesome subscriber has sent me a little package. As you can see here, you can maybe tell what kind of thing is in the package, judging by the shape of the box. So without further ado, let's just crack on and getting about this little tiddly box. As I mentioned, this is from a jolly good subscriber and a friend of mine, so let's just boink that open, and we have, oh Jesus, we have, holy crap-a-moly. Right, we have, so they're all just, well, that's spare tubes, that is spare tubes. What we have in here is a addition to our Ankitraz. There are, I believe, 3 queens in amongst here. It could be absolutely anywhere. But this is certainly going to boost the population of our island. Blow my neck. That is a lot of ants in there. These are our new additions for Ankitraz. Now, I was discussing with some people on various ant keeping groups the best way to create a natural environment for these guys, and a lot of people said that they absolutely love moss. So if I went to my local collection point to gather up some moss, checked it over as I always do, brought it back and submerged it in water, within a few seconds ants started teeming, pouring out of this mossy water. I scooped them all up. They were indeed Myrmecorumbra, the European red fire ant. I returned them back to the spot I got them from after a lot of hassle, trust me. And I checked various bits around that site, and what I discovered was that these ants were only found in amongst the layers of the moss. So there was the tough rooted layer on the rock, and then the fluffy layers up towards the stuff, and on the rock work, on the ground, and dirt, there was no sign whatsoever of these ants, whereas in amongst the moss they were everywhere to be found. So what that told me is that these guys really do love a mossy enclosure. So I've added clean moss to Ankitraz on the hope of creating a more suitable environment for them to live in. Without further ado, let's get these guys into their new home. Here you can see the new and evolved Ankitraz. What we've done is we've wrapped moss around this log and kind of tipped up the side here to hide the glass, and again on the other side we've just used a blanket of moss just to try and cover this glass edge and make it look a little bit better. Last time I checked, most of the colony was down under the back there, which is why the moss has been added to the fronts to avoid disturbing anyone at the back there, but hopefully this will create a much more natural look and make the ants feel a hell of a lot more at home. So what we now need to do is introduce our new ants into our existing colony. So what we need to do now is put some of these workers into here and look for signs of the workers in here, except in these workers, and then the whole lot go in. But first and foremost, I've got to try and find some signs of workers in here to introduce them to. This should be fun. Right, everything seems to be okay. I'm not seeing anything that would concern me, so without further ado, release the horde. So we can see these guys are out there exploring every nook, cranny and inch of this environment. And now with these new additions, Alcatraz is the thriving metropolis we'd always hoped to achieve when setting up this experiment. But this is not the end of the island's evolution. You're going to have to stay tuned to see what new additions will be coming to Alcatraz to make it just a little bit more interesting.